going and getting that guy. Do I think it should have been Justin Fields? Yes, I think Justin Fields should have been if I were picking quarterbacks, I would take Fields before I take Lawrence. Just because of how versatile he is, and I saw a lot of things from Lawrence I didn't like against bad ACC defenses, and I saw way more things I do like from Justin Fields against Big Ten defenses. So that's just my opinion, but if he's the guy that they wanted, go get your guy.
I think that's what they did. I agree. I think Fields is going to be really great. I think a lot of teams are going to be kicking themselves for passing up on him. I mostly looked at him and Wilson's tape because I thought for sure it was going to be one of them, and they were both very impressive. And I was, at the end of the day, I was like, I don't care. I like them both so much. But yeah, Fields falling that far was kind of crazy. So every draft grade is not going to be complete until we see how Trey Lance pans out. If he's the truth, which he could be, he's got all the tools. He looked amazing. He went, he was at North Dakota State, which is, I think, Carson Wentz's.
Yeah, that's a knock. Don't mention that. You're not helping.
We'll see. I think Wentz is going to be good again in Indy under Frank Reich. But that's what this one comes down to for me, because I like everything else that they did. I don't dislike the Lance pick. I saw his tape as well, and he was someone I was saying should go in the first. I didn't think he was going to go top 3. I didn't even think he was going to go top 10. But I thought he was going to be a steal at anywhere from 8 to anywhere else in the draft. So I was a little surprised, but they think he's it. So let's see. But yeah, as you said, Aaron Banks, very solid O-lineman. He's a Notre Dame guy.
Their offensive line just works.
Sorry?
Their offensive line, they just pan out in the NFL. Case in point,
yeah.
Zach Martin in Dallas.
Yeah. They just tend to be solid offensive linemen. I heard something about him being a poor scheme fit because of their zone blocking. But I don't really think that's as important for interior linemen. I think that's more important for the tackles and for the center. I mean, I don't think it's as important for guards, and he's going to be a guard. I think it's more important for the center and for the tackles. I love Trey Sermon. He's someone I wanted the Jets to get if they could. I think he's going to be a great running back. And then, yeah, as you said, they just consistently got great value. Thomas looks like he could be a good CB. They did some more to address the O-line with Jalen Moore, who was great value that late. My boy Lenoir, great CB. I think underrated as a lot of Oregon defensive players can be. And I was talking crap about USC, but I think Pakonga actually is a good safety. And then, maybe they didn't need another running back, but Elijah Mitchell ran like a 4.3 40, super fast, very good hands. That's going to be great in a Shanahan system.
Also, what do they need? If you point to anything from last season, their weakness was what? Defense and quarterback play? Their defense was all injured. They're gonna have they're gonna have all those people
they
back. Solomon Thomas,
8 players in the first 2 games, 8 major players. They're gonna be so much better this year. People are sleeping on them, and they're gonna be a top tier team this year, even with a rookie quarterback. They still he might ride the pine. They haven't traded Jimmy G.
They need to. My God, just do a fresh reset. Just get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo. Let whoever you want to keep at quarterback as the backup. C.J. Beathard, whoever you want it to be. But Trey Lance, I think, I don't know. I don't think they can afford Jimmy Garoppolo being their quarterback. I think they need someone to come in immediately and manage the game. And really, I think the best way to do it is to let Trey Lance start, but rely heavily on the run game. But I think this is an easy one to grade A. This is an A grade, in my opinion. They did absolutely nothing wrong, did everything right, and exceeded what they should have done. So, I don't know if I'm going to give any A pluses. I don't know if I already have because I don't remember. But this is an A. It's top. It's one of the 3 best drafts in this year. They did a great job.
Yeah. 49ers fans have to be thrilled. Extremely promising draft. A as well. Very few drafts are this good for teams. Great job by their front office and
John Lynch getting shit done.
Yeah, and man, they are going to be a really, really good team. Keep your eye on them this season.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
A's all around.
A's all around. You know how I like me the A's, right? Anyways.
A little bit, yeah.
We're going to move on.
Getting beat up this past weekend.
I mean, I feel like they did pretty well. Sergio Romo didn't feel too good after last night.
I know he was still in the league.
Yeah. For those who don't know what I'm referencing, Max Scherzer and Tony Romo. Jesus Christ. Max Scherzer and Sergio Romo basically did their best Chippendale interpretation as Joe Girardi, especially, calling for Max Scherzer to be checked 3 times for illegal substances. Like, shit's getting out of hand already, and it's been a day. Like, Jesus Christ. But a porn company has offered 6 or 8 pitchers to get fully nude, and they paid them each $100,000. So,
which is just kind of ridiculous of an offer when you know how much they make.
Yeah. Yep. Anyways, let's move on now to the Seattle Seahawks draft, which is very short because they had like 3 picks. All right. Their first pick was 2nd round, pick 56, wide receiver from Western Michigan, Dwayne Eskridge. 4th round pick 137, Trey Brown, the corner from Oklahoma. And with their final pick in the 6th round, pick 208, Stone Forsythe, the tackle from Florida. That's it. I'm going to be honest, don't like any of it. First of all.
Yeah, I mean, thanks Seattle for, that first round pick.
Yeah, they really messed this up. I feel like it was a bad draft for them. Better wide receivers available than Dwayne Eskridge with a 2nd round pick. If you need to go wide receiver, which do you? You have Lockett, you have DK. Do you need another wide receiver? You kind of need offensive line. Should have gone there. And then broke one of my cardinal rules in the 4th round, taking a defensive player from the Big 12. Don't do that. Nope. I do not like Big 12 defensive players about the same amount that I like defensive players from the SEC. Like when you're talking about, what's his name from Arkansas, the only thing that popped in my head was, well, obviously he's a good pick. He's a defensive player from the SEC. Yeah, honestly, this is one of the worst drafts, I think. It's also unfair because they only had 3 picks. Seriously, they addressed their issue of offensive linemen in the 6th round. Like, what has Russ been asking for Christmas for 5 fucking years? And you just haven't given it to him.
I don't understand what Seattle is doing at all. You're like they thought they were a win now team with a terrible offensive line, and I get that Russell is fast, but he can't survive forever behind that, and that's become apparent. You got good receivers, you got decent running backs, but your offensive line is garbage, and it's showing, and you're playing in a division that has some monsters in the Rams and the Niners, and
the Cardinals.
The Cardinals less so on defense, but always, a team that steps up against their division rivals.
And they got Chandler Jones, right? And Chris Jones? No, Chris Jones is the Chiefs.
Yeah, Chandler Jones, I thought.
Yeah.
I just
Buda Baker.
They've made some very poor trades, and that's why they don't have draft capital. And then with the limited draft capital they make some head scratching picks. As you said, Trey Brown doesn't look that good. Maybe could be a third corner. I guess they needed someone behind DK. With who's their other wideout?
Lockett.
Lockett. Lockett's getting older, getting toward the end of his contract. So I guess the Eskridge pick is okay, but they had way bigger needs, and there was a ton of talent still on the board.
They didn't even get that one. They didn't even get the best value at wide receiver. It's just so bad. So bad.
Yeah. The only pick I like was the tackle, Forsyth. I think he fell further than he probably should have. So they got a nice consolation prize there. But man, I really thought that they should have traded Russell. I think they need to blow it up and start anew. You're not going to win this division with the current makeup of this team. And this draft maybe helped your O-line a little bit, but didn't really do much else. You lost guys in free agency. I don't think they gained a whole lot. Now you got Jamal Adams with a pending contract next season. So buckle up, Seattle fans, because it's about to be some tough years ahead, I think.
Yeah.
They don't have their first round pick next year either. That's also belongs to the Jets.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So just because I have to, the worst pick of the draft was 2021, and the best pick of their draft is 2022. So here we go. I hated it all. I hate all of it. Just across the board. It was shit for them. There's nothing, in my opinion, redeeming about any of the players they drafted. You kind of like Stone. Cool name. Not a fan. I don't think they did not. They somehow made themselves worse in the draft. They're straight up. It's hard to do anything with 3 picks over 7 rounds. And somehow they did the worst possible thing they could do. I kind of would rather them just be like, you know what? We're just not going to draft. We'll trade all of our picks. Because this was bad. And I'm looking at their defense. Carlos Dunlap, Poona Ford, those are both really good players. Jordan Brooks is nice. Bobby Wagner, Jamal Adams, Quandre Diggs, DJ Reed Jr. I like all that. So the defensive side, they don't really need to focus too much. But outside of Dwayne Brown, Their offensive line is shit. Like shit.